Minions of the Zoo. In space! Tonight's episode, The Crippled Engine.
Welcome to Minions of the Zoo. I'm your keeper for tonight, Tyr Alexander, filling in for Sanguine. Every first Friday, he's unable to do it. In December, the first Friday of that month will be Mr. Adams, so expect the arcade. But I'm here with Traveling Exhibit, Mitch Nemo. Yo.
Hey.
That's good. Yo, JB. Hopefully, Willett Forge and the Batman joins us, or one of the many other people that want to join in.
Oh, look, I just joined in.
Oh, there's the
crap! I spoke him up.
It are the Batman.
Meow.
Yeah, I are the Batman.
Yo, Batman, what up?
I am functioning within acceptable parameters. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's good. That's good. If you want to join us in game, you can. If you don't, you don't.
Game's really hit a boring stage.
Yeah, without this, without a new anything new, it's not. Yeah.
Well, the current event's just boring, man.
Yeah.
Oh, look, you can get into a space game and we'll play this stuff. You can have a sword. Yay, a sword.
The moment is even more boring than No
It's
Man's
a
Sky.
space game, for fuck's sake.
No, but it's a space game with a warrior culture in it.
I'll tell you, Bats, I'm still upset. Oh, go on.
A merchant culture and an annoying culture. That's the pejorative.
Again,
I'm just waiting for a warrior culture that pays attention to good tactics.
A warrior culture that is a warrior culture for the 21st century and not a warrior culture that still uses melee weapons.
Well, yeah, a warrior culture that just throws itself into battle willy-nilly is a defeated culture.
Mm-hmm.
We live for honor. That's why we have cloaking devices.
Yes. Or we live for honor and we allow our leaders to be corrupt.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're English then.
Ha!
And American. Don't get me started.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, their sense of honor, and it's a unified culture where it's not a personal code. Like,
that's the thing. You look at how it's done in the Next Generation almost. Mm-hmm. The Klingon Empire is fractured along lines of houses, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
It would not be a unified culture.
It'd be a feudal society at best, with the great houses fighting for power.
Yeah, you look at feudal Japan. Yeah, it was. Yeah, of course you can't. They weren't the same because different clans were. Yeah, it was fractured.
Mm-hmm.
Ancient Greece, same thing.
Hold on, I gotta adjust my
Detroit.
sound. Detroit.
I mean, parts of Chicago. Yeah, that's MAGA country, man.
Well, honestly, if you look at it from the angle of the street gang is a house.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The house crypt, the house blood, for lack of better
the house of fun.
For lack of better examples. And
yes, honestly, the dude, Mitch's character is a cat, JB. He's a cetacean.
Yes.
Hold on, aren't cetaceans like dolphins and shit?
No, cation, not cetacean.
I know.
Nah. But
I'm a
Naughty
Cation biologist. Oh,
that
that sounds wrong, man. I don't like
really
the sound of
does.
that at all.
But as you were saying, like they're a feudal society that shouldn't be unified, or at the very least, internally they should be constantly at war with the great houses vying for power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're all on ESD, right?
Oh, currently we're in a
TFO.
TFO.
You're in a what?
We're running an operation at the moment.
Sounds painful.
It won't be too long.
Yeah, there are Cetaceans and there are the Furioses.
Which is basically Cetaceans, I suppose, with black fur.
The evil Cetaceans, if you will. Like it's they're canon. The both races are technically canon to the universe.
You know this really bad event that we've got going on at the moment. Wouldn't you have thought that they would have had a witch's catation?
What's that?
Yeah, do you think those witches would have had a catation, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a catation witch who's got a small four-legged human to wander about. Ew.
Now, you know what was funny was in one of the Star Trek novels. Um, I think it was Lieutenant Merez had come forward to the 24th century
Uh-huh.
and was stuck in the 24th century as a result.
That's the one from the animated series, right?
Yeah. And someone from the Office of Temporal Investigations or whatever was, helping to what do you call it? Not, I guess, indoctrinate or upgrade her,
Acclimate.
acclimate her. Yes, thank you. So she could, helping her to acclimate to life in the 24th century. And she had found out that the Cations had entered or had left and rejoined the Federation time and time again in her absence. And just like a cat, when it was in, it wanted out, and when it was out,
Yeah.
it
It
wanted
went
in.
in.
Get out of my head.
JB says, I had no idea. I'm just sitting here trying to vent writing crappy poetry. Vent by what's eating you, my friend?
Crappy poetry. That okay. I might be good at that.
Who wants to do bad poetry?
Well, I do have that limerick about twerking.
Twerking?
Twerking, yeah. I wrote a limerick about twerking.
Okay, go ahead. Let me hear it.
There once was a man named McGurk who invented a thing called the twerk. Said wiggle your cheeks in videos and tweets. So I punched him right in the fucking nut.
Damn. At least leave Dirk McGurk alone,
Captain,
alright?
Captain, I'm receiving an unusual transmission from engineering. It reads as follows. There was a young lady from Venus. His body was shaped like Mr. Data!
Nothing like a limerick.
Yeah, that was one of the very few good points on there. Oh, I hate YouTube at the moment.
Who doesn't?
Join the club.
I saw a video which forced me to agree with Marina Sirtis.
Oh, Lord Jesus Christ.
She thought that the Worf Troy romance was a bad idea because it didn't fit either of the characters.
It really didn't.
Detracted from the Worf character.
It did suck that they.
Yeah, but Marina Sirtis actually talking sense. I mean, what parallel universe did they drag that one from?
Oh, no
Well,
kidding.
you see, broken clocks right twice a day.
Not of the digital.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Hold on. JB says, "Oh man, it sounds stupid, but I'm bummed out because I had to cut back on the cannabis. Doctor's orders. It turns out I have a prodromal stage of cannabis hypermiss syndrome. Your brain is baked."
you run that kind of risk when you if you overdo anything really, and you don't always know when you're overdoing something. Sometimes you have a
Yeah.
clue,
One
like
of the
when you've
worst.
overdosed on the laxatives, you have clues to the effect that you've overdosed, right?
Apparently, one of the lasting effects of cannabis will be that you keep forgetting small things like conversations that you've had that tend to repeat itself.
He said he had the beginning stage.
Yeah, they say that one of the effects of cannabis will be you forget very small things and you keep repeating things you've already said.
Yeah, and apparently one of the things about cannabis is you forget very small things and stuff people already said.
And one of the small things about Kansas, you forget small things and forget what people said.
And another one of the effects of cannabis overuse is you kill jokes.
What?
Huh?
Who?
Data did it.
I did not.
I have proof.
No, that was lore.
Oh, I thought it was before. This reminds me of what they destroyed when they made Picard. Uh,
No, they didn't destroy anything. They just went off on a really stupid tangent.
if they
Hmm.
if bad
I mean,
Kurtzman.
it's like all these people say that J.J. Abrams has ruined Star Trek. He's ruined the
Kurtzman did
original
it.
series. He hasn't. Neither has
He,
Kurtzman.
it's all part of the Kelvin timeline, and I don't accept the timeline as canon.
It is in the Kelvin universe.
Well, I don't accept the Kelvin timeline as canon.
It is in the Kelvin universe. It's an alternate universe. It has always been separate and distinct from the what we call the prime timeline.
Yep.
Timeline.
Hang on up there.
Again, I don't accept it as canon because it shouldn't exist. Temporal agency, the Office of Temporal Affairs should have fixed that incident
Have,
immediately.
have, have you seen that Star Trek Phase Two vignette?
No,
Timeline restored.
I have.
Yeah, because I thought timeline restored.
what happened?
Well, you've got the Kelvin Enterprise, being all majestic and shite, right?
Mm-hmm.
The original Enterprise comes along, and you see the size disparity and all that, and it drops this small box out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's this huge fucking petri dish type thing pops out of it because it unfolds and everything. It was the Acme timeline restoration device,
Okay.
and it basically looks a Kelvin timeline Enterprise into it.
Mm-hmm.
Very cartoon timeline.
Oh yes.
Actually, I think they should do a version of this where you play the series.
Oh, Batman. JB is saying you're kind of quiet, so you might want to turn it up.
Well, I can't do anything about it, can I?
I don't know. Shit, I got you running on desktop audio. I can hear you perfectly well. I need you to turn yourself up.
How? I'm not in control of the stream, mate. That's your that.
No, you're on Discord. You can turn your own damn
Here,
self up.
here you could go into Discord, right click on Bets and check his volume and adjust it that way.
Hold on. All right, make me do work. I'm black. I'm not supposed to be doing work.
Shut up, you're not black. You're a white person.
Say something back.
Something bats.
I'll put you at 152 there.
Mary had a little lamb, the bitch didn't share.
Damn.
Harry's little what?
Mary had a little lamb. She tied it to a pylon. 12,000 volts went up its ass and turned its motor nylon.
Thank you, Critical. I almost forgot to breathe there. Whew. JB says I appreciate the levity, but it sucks because I know I'm going to have to try cognitive behavioral therapy. Hey, change gears. It would say someone new to start. is new to Star Trek. What's a good place to start? Uh,
Original series.
Original
Yeah,
series.
I would start with the first pilot episode, The Cage.
Yes.
Then move on to Where No Man Has Gone Before. Then I'd start.
JB, you might want to, like I said, want to start with the original series, The Cage and whatnot, and they'll give you a lead into next generation, and then
Yeah.
next generation, and then you can do DS9 because technically DS9 and Voyager sort of ran concurrent as far as the
So
timeline. As far as the timeline
TNG.
goes,
So
huh?
did TNG.
What you say?
Not so did DS9 TNG.
Yeah.
So when it comes to TNG, just watch a couple of episodes and go straight to DS9.
I mean, there's some good TNG episodes.
Some.
Yeah, but I missed them because I blinked.
Ah. I mean, again, I'm a Pulaski fan. Like most of the episodes are her and
Ah
Data.
yes, Pulaski, TV detective.
Okay. Again, I hated Crusher.
I like Doctor Crusher.
I hated
I mean,
her.
back in TNG, the TV series, she was rather nice to look at.
That will they, won't they? Oh, I'm your superior officer. I can't. Bullshit.
Oh,
Just piss
just
me off.
ignored that shite.
It should have never happened because again, I think he should have got with Phillida. Honestly, she seemed
Thing
like
is,
she was
uh,
equal. They didn't have that issue.
thing is, Crusher was a good character and she was well acted. Troy was the one I had problems with. Oh, Pulaski was a good character and well acted.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
this,
liked the only problem I had with Pulaski was they tried too hard to make her McCoy 2.0.
yeah,
Yo,
she was
Green.
just with tits.
at least for now.
She even had the same
We'll
skin.
continue to bring the colony's defenses
Yeah.
online down here.
I mean, but I wish they would if they'd have separated her out by having this motherly relationship with Data, where she tried to make Data more human, and Data just doesn't understand, and she keeps at it
Hey,
because she wants
hold
to
on, hold
be.
on, hold on. Were we watching the same show? Because she went through her entire run in the Next Generation, treating data like a machine, a device.
Again, she should have. I said she should have had a motherly role.
No, no, I
He's
liked the way
talking,
she was.
Bets. He's talking about a character arc.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Starting off, you green-blooded Vulcan, and
Yeah,
becoming more friendly after a while. After once understanding is achieved.
Yeah.
yeah, I actually preferred her the way she was. Yeah, as essentially data is a machine, and the people who are
Bats,
using
we're at
that
8.
aren't. And initially, the people who yeah, when you think about the people who think that about data, aren't likely to change their minds.
Right.
But again,
Well,
she should have been. She worked with Data. She saw Data every time. Her relationship with Data should have been, you know, the motherly look. Data, I'm going to make you more human, and Data just being exasperated, and them coming to an
no, thank you,
understanding.
Dr.
I
Pulaski.
I I,
Borg
I
tried to do
think
that. We went back to the 21st century.
Bets. We're in instance number 8. If you want to swap over.
Again,
Oh, there you are.
Say that.
think about it. It was Jordy with the best friend, Picard with the leader. Who uh I guess you could say more of a sisterly role with fucking Deanna Troy. What he needed was a
Yeah,
mother figure.
yeah.
No, he didn't need a mother figure. I don't
We did.
think.
And
I think I think the better role for Pulaski when it comes to a relationship with Data would be someone to challenge him.
yeah, which is pretty much what they did.
Yes, but again, they kind of did it too much in the Spock McCoy way, and I think the best thing they ever did when it come to Pulaski and Data was when she called him Data, and he
Yes.
pointed out to her that one is my name, the other is not. I think that if
Can you
they
imagine?
could. if they could stick to that kind of interaction between the two of them,
Can you
then
imagine
she
if she,
could have a
yeah,
matriarchal kind of influence, but not because she's being motherly, but because she's being challenging.
can you imagine if she'd
Okay.
been right, kept calling him info?
Just when she got serious, he calls them data. That's like a little signal that he knows, like, holy shit.
I'm sorry, Dr. Pulaski, but in current time I am operating on Windows 95.
I
Windows
think
95.
if
Uh,
she had a smartass streak in her, and every once in a while she called him something like Captain Kilobyte.
Yeah. Oh
oh
God.
god, this one.
Oh look, it's the Green Lantern.
All right,
Oh look,
hold on.
I'm still in a loading screen.
Let me read the super chat real quick.
Ooh,
Local
yeah.
Thinker says Star Trek isn't like Doctor Who. You have to start the beginning. I like Patrick Stewart. If that helps, yes. Odd tangent, but William Shatner should have been thrown hands at Jeff Bezos for interrupting him when he came back from the space flight. Also, they
Oh,
should
I
have
agree.
fired Wesley Crusher out of Airlines. Yes. Uh,
No, there shouldn't be Wesley Crusher walk home.
I,
God.
I've seen a few Star Trek episodes, but it's been a while. The one I remember is where Picard is having a flashback or something about him being stabbed in the heart. Oh, it's where Q shows him if he hadn't been stabbed, he would have
Yeah,
become
Oh yeah,
yeah,
the It's a Wonderful Life episode.
yeah.
yeah.
And then he goes, I've seen the episode where a bitch he is lol. Probably butchering the story.
Yep.
And he said, "Yeah, that's the one."
Oh no, I've done this one before.
I've never done this one either, but I fucking hate
Really?
the Inquisitor.
The what?
The
I hate
Inquisitor.
the Inquisitor.
At
Well,
least I
yeah,
don't have to play as
usually
the.
evil you.
Again, the when it came to the mirror universe stuff with us, we should have infiltrated and taken over the Inquisitor's spot.
Oh, I'm out.
What?
I shot
What?
the
Where are you?
hell.
There you are.
I'm lying down here having a nice nap. What's
Oh,
that Klingon do with a medieval European sword?
I don't know.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean.
That's cultural appropriation. That is.
Yeah,
The
he's trying to be English.
yeah, that's the reward for the current event. That sword.
Oh,
Again, if you
Yes,
wanted to
sometimes I pronounce the W in sword just to bug people.
if you wanted
yeah.
to do a horror theme, you should have had a ship is malfunctioning and weird shit is happening.
Well, apart from the dialogue that was used in the Foundry, there was somebody who did basically Night of the Living Dead on a starship, and it worked pretty well.
You can do shit like that. A retrovirus that is infecting hosts and it acts like rabies.
No, these were actual zombies.
Oh, ugh.
They did that in Starship in the Avalon universe as well to good effect.
Yep.
Okay. I missed the
So,
Foundry.
so do I.
Foundry got some great stuff in it.
Yeah, because it was fan created
I still
content.
don't I still don't believe their story that they shut it down because it was too much work. I think they shut it down because the players were developing better content than the
Yeah,
developers.
there was some incredible shite in it, but there was some brilliant stuff as well.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, it's
I
like
mean, when it shined bright.
I mean, it's like fan films. You're gonna wade through some stinkers and you'll find the pieces that are amazing.
Yeah,
And that's just with anything created by fans. There were some good pieces. Eh,
oh, and by the way, to anybody out there who thinks it's so, Vija and the Borg have nothing to do with each other.
Agreed.
why?
Trillian and the Q have nothing to do with each other.
Agreed.
We mean Trelane and the Q. What?
Trillian, the squire of Gothos.
Okay.
was not a Q.
Because it didn't call himself a Q.
No, because he was not a Q.
But, see.
What
And
am,
like
what
I
am I
said,
missing?
Vija was was fixed up by the intelligences from a machine planet.
Yep.
The Borg planet, home planet, is not a machine planet.
Not a planet of living machines.
No.
Bach's exact words: a planet of living machines.
Yeah.
Not cyborgs, living machines. Difference. Major
I
difference.
I wonder, what is the Borg homeworld?
It probably doesn't exist anymore.
Garbage.
You're right.
Rotten.
So,
No, I asked what the Borg home planet, not our home planet. God damn it. Get it right.
our home planet's not garbage.
They
Yes.
call it this?
I mean, there's parts of it that are.
Yeah.
Oh, Chicago again.
There are parts of it that are shells.
Sorry, not Chicago, Chicago.
Chicago.
Well, I mean, I hear the UK's finally starting to do better.
No, it's actually turning into shit over here.
I've been locked out again. Get on that console to override.
Jesus.
Stop
God.
getting locked out then.
I fucking hate the Inquisitor character.
You mean the Inquisitor?
I've been locked out again. Get on that console to override.
The Inquisitor?
Yeah.
Almost there.
The robotic quality of their voice pisses me off.
Yeah, that's because I can't do a voice for your character.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, the Robo voice is probably the best option they could have come up with.
And really speaking, as with the different origins of some of your characters, the Inquisitor should be different for like original series characters.
I mean, that could work. You get 3 box standard voices for each sex, and have them divided by specialty. You know, evil scientist is kind of insane. You have the warrior for the tactical, and the engineer
Why was I not firing?
slightly batty.
But I've got to admit, they did get Beverly Crusher's Mirror Universe model correct, because she did look like the Crypt Keeper.
Yep.
Gates McFadden looks like a Crypt Keeper these days.
Yeah, she does. She looks like a crypt keeper mixed with a bird.
Wait a minute. Let me read some of these chats. It's kind of funny. The black dude who was the roommate of mine in college was this big dude from the Caribbean who was really into anime. He got me into Overlord. I miss that dude. That's JB. JB also says they thought they just lived on the cube. I thought they just lived on the cube. Critical says unless they're Daleks. JB goes like my mom was driving beside the kid as he was running to get away, and the poor kid ultimately didn't get away.
God, memory Alpha, the Borg, there's different varieties of Borg. They've turned up. They've evolved independently several different times.
So essentially, the Borg are
They're like a technological bad penny.
Yeah.
all right. So Bats, have you ever seen this Tom Baker episode of the War of it's called the War of the Robots for Doctor Who? And
because the Daleks aren't robots.
well, they were fighting a robo species, right?
Yeah.
And they couldn't it just logically they couldn't win.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I remember the episode, but that's one of the things which pissed me off about. You can't have robot species.
Yeah. What it should have been, they should have been versus the Cyberman.
Ah, the Cybermen.
But I bring this up to say that's what the Borg should be. They should be an analytical species who can't be creative and think outside the box. They, they when they see a problem, they logic their way through, and they can't,
Yes,
oh,
they should be able to think outside the box. They have a biological
That's her
component
cell.
which would allow
Let's
that.
get it open and get her out of here.
I still say they shouldn't.
Let's go.
Inquisitor.
I still say they should, and I'm right and you're wrong.
I doubt
Do
that.
the rest.
I
Is that absolutely
don't doubt that you doubt that, but you're still wrong.
All right, so in order to have creativity, you have to have emotions, and they suppress that part of your mind.
They
Hey.
suppress
Not
them.
Have a
They
change
don't.
of heart,
They suppress them.
Inquisitor?
They don't remove them.
Sounds like you commit treason.
Yeah, but when you bypass that, when you just use their fucking mental function,
Oh, what you said.
individual out.
They suppress them. They don't get rid of them. That means they're still there. That means they're still doing their job. They're just not doing it on a surface level. They're doing it on a subsurface level.
But they're not using that part of their brain. They're using the analytical part. They're not using
They're
the
using it, but they're not using it consciously, and the machine part will be using that part as well.
All right, I got a question for you, Batman. Um, if you and I were the exact same, right?
Then we wouldn't be having this argument.
You're right. We would be having this argument, but we're not, right? And the reason why we're having this argument, and we can go back and
Because I'm
forth.
right and you're wrong.
No, it's not because you're right and I'm wrong.
It's because you're wrong and I'm right.
No.
That's it.
It's not because you're wrong and I'm right. It's because
Yes, because I'm right and you're wrong.
no. You're not hearing it. See, that's what the problem is.
Girls, you're both retarded. We can move on.
Sorry, brother.
Sorry, Mama Rotten.
You're not so tough.
Oh, I didn't even call you pretty.
You didn't? Aw.
I don't
No,
want to
didn't
be
you hear me? I
called
said you're both retarded. We can move on.
I don't want to be pretty. I self-identify as
What the hell was that?
a It's a broken thing.
Uh,
See, the only person who knows what they're doing got ahead of us.
Clearly.
That happens.
Yo, Jen.
Jen.
Hello,
See, maybe
Jennifer.
if you wouldn't have been bitching about the dumb shit, Tyr, you'd have been able to pay attention to what's going on in the game.
No,
I am.
I'm paying attention. It's just that was a big ass.
Were you though?
I was.
Let's make this quick.
Were you though?
You know, the last person who talked to me like that
I'll call
got
out
frowned at.
to fragments up.
Remember, he's British. His frowns are deadly.
Bring it back to me.
Yes,
Once I have all the
it was.
fragments, they'll cut my access
Did you
to
have
the
a good heap and
databases.
help in a compo face as well?
Here's the first data set.
Yes.
Maybe tut at them as
Data
well?
vault 2.
Hey, I'm warning you, mind. It's an intercontinental ballistic frown.
Data vault 4. Go.
Remember, he's British. They don't have drive-by shootings. They have drive-by disagreements. Oh, Reginald, I disagree.
Hey, no Family Guy.
Drive by mild hostilities.
What did you say, Batman? I'm sorry.
Remember, we've gone to war over far less than this argument.
That's true.
No.
Some guy called your king an asshole. Y'all started a whole fucking war over it. Wasn't a lie. Y'all started a war for it. Yeah. Two things you never do. Insult the king.
Oh, fucking hell, you insult the king all you want. We insult the king.
Well, not back then when that fucking shit happened.
Even then, it's always been a thing in this country where the king, the king's sensibilities of the king are not above
Reproach.
Reproach.
No, not above criticism.
Oh, that too.
Oh, I've got a cube above my head.
You've
The hell am I
collected a
supposed to
data
do with it?
fragment. Bring it back to me.
Gotta
God,
come
I
and
hate
deliver it to Inspector Crusher. Hey, Jen.
Hello.
Hello,
Oh
Jen.
God, it's a Jen.
Batman said something that was enough to trigger me to be like, okay, listen. If you learn enough about his history, you know that if the king pisses off enough people, his own people will stab him in the back. You're welcome.
No, we won't
That's
stop
true.
the king in the back. We stop the king in the front.
True.
And then
We like to see their eyes when they die.
then you crown some other asshole to be king,
See,
and
that's
then
a
y'all
little
like
something I like.
fuck up again.
What we're talking about here is a little something I like to call consent of the governed.
Yep.
I mean, shit. How many French monarchs got their head lopped off because people started starving?
Have you ever seen Excalibur?
What the fuck?
The film
Yes.
Excalibur.
Yes.
You know that bit in it where they say that the king is the land is the king, and if the land suffers, so does the king. That's actually taken from the way that people used to think about it all back then. It's something that carried over. Yeah, and what do you think about it? It's right. If the land does badly, so does the king.
Bring it back to me.
It's also the amount of times you'll see a movie or a play where they're pretty much romanticizing them doing it in Roman times. You know, like they're like, yeah, we totally killed that guy because he was a freak of nature.
Let's go.
That was the Romans in general.
In Egyptian culture, if there was a bad inundation, they blamed the king, they blamed the pharaoh, and they would fucking kill him. God's are pissed at your rule, motherfucker. You gotta die.
Oh no, the Egyptians were pussycats compared to the Romans.
Yeah.
It's why I go there. It's just because it's almost romanticized, and it's like you do realize what you're talking about, right? How does it not clue in that this is not new?
As some people never learn from history.
Yeah.
I will read the chats when I get a chance because I'm currently trying not to die.
Well,
You're doing a very good job of it too.
Yes, I haven't fallen.
The UK isn't like North Korea, which is true. You'd have more Koreans.
Yes.
If it was. In
Give it
his
time.
JB says, in my country we can make fun of everyone, even the president, to which the Russian replies, I don't understand the big deal. Here we can also make fun of your leader.
Nice.
No, in Soviet Russia, you can make fun of leaders from Gulag. Unless you want to eat.
Does anybody here watch a guy by the name of Metatron? Like, he does a historical channel.
Nah.
No. Oh yeah, Metatron, the little Italian guy living in America.
I don't know if I got the impression he was from the UK, but
No, he's Italian. He actually
I know he's Italian. I just thought he was living in the UK, but
he was educated here, I think.
okay. But he covers a lot of the other history channels, and I'm not sure which one it was he was doing. I think it has ties to like the History Network, and they were presenting the USSR from the side that you can tell was two types of communists. The ones that'll tell you it was amazing, and the ones that'll tell you that it sucked. The ones that tell you that it sucked are the ones who kind of fled it because they were starving to death. The ones that tell you that it was great were the ones who benefited from it.
So in other words,
yeah, it's either that or they're brainwashing.
No, it sounded like the kind of information you get from somebody who was actually someone in charge. Like they thought they were trying to express that the people in the Gulag deserved to be in the Gulag. They were in there because they were troublemakers. They were outliers of society, and implied that they deserved it.
Well, technically, they were outliers and they were troublemakers. Doesn't mean they were bad people.
Or deserved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get away from me,
Man.
fake crusher.
So someone called the tornado.
That was me.
Tornado.
It's a tornado.
Ralph made it.
Yeah, I used my explodium beam on him.
He summoned down the hammer of Gal.
No, I summoned the hammer of Thor.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No Thor.
That's the hammer of God.
See, I admit that was one of the things that bothered me about the Marvel Thor.
Mm-hmm.
Was because I got the impression that the comic character, like, yes, he's got bases off of the God character, but not at the same time. And that confuses me. It's either he does or he doesn't. And then they made the movies, and I was like, so he does?
But he does.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't sit there and be like, we don't really believe in God, but well, you now do.
I have concerns about
You now do. Just because it's not the Christ one doesn't mean that Thor's still a god.
Not
Yeah.
not in the MCU. He isn't. He's a spaceman.
Well, technically, no. He's a god. The
No, they
cons.
actually said in the Thor movie he wasn't a god. They just worshipped as gods by humans.
In the comics, he's still technically a god.
He's
In the
well, in
Marvel
the comics,
Cinematic Universe, i.e., the live-action movies, he is not a god.
yeah,
In the
Uh,
Marvel Cinematic Universe, it depends on who you ask, because when Odin
yeah.
died, he said to Thor, or not when he died, but one of the last things he said to Thor was, "Are you the god of hammers?"
That was in a dream after he died. But
Still, but still,
yeah, I think they changed it round in the MCU because they lost the Chinese market.
all
oh,
right. So in the Ultimate Age, in the Ultimate Comics, Thor isn't a god, but they're highly.
Actually, no. It turned out he actually was a god. Just he didn't know that. He thought he was
No.
made the. Yeah, it did
In
later on.
in the Ultimate Age, all the Asgardians are highly advanced mutants.
Uh, that's not what I've read, but I'll take your word on it because I couldn't stand the Ultimate Universe.
I love the Ultimate Universe. That's the
Oh,
universe that fucking Captain America beats the fuck out of Ant-Man. Just bashes him because he fucks. Because in that universe, the Wasp is a mutant too. And
yeah, it's a really bad universe. I know.
it's a
Isn't
good
that the
universe.
same universe that gave us Miles Morales?
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
no, it's not.
yes, it
Ult-
yeah, it
is.
is.
Because that universe's Peter Parker died, Miles Morales took over. But then that universe's Peter Parker got better again.
Yeah, he got better.
now I'm at the burn some of my ultimate. Because I fucking can't stand Miles Morales.
I didn't mind Miles Morales at first,
I
but
didn't.
when they decided to try to shoehorn him into fucking everything,
Yes.
then it
By
got
Odin
fucking dull.
Spade. Oh.
Well, that was a what if.
It doesn't
Which is
matter.
kind
What
of.
ifs? Don't
Like,
wait a minute, Jen. What ifs are supposed to make sense within the Marvel universe? They're like the history is taking a different track,
Yeah, and it would be that if the Asgardians were black instead of white, then
no,
it would
which
be the
if
same
doesn't
age.
work.
well, no, that wasn't the thing with this Miles Morales was Thor.
Yeah, and I mean it doesn't work because Asgardians wouldn't be black because they were worshipped by the Norse who were white.
Well, it wouldn't even be that. If Miles Morales was um, Thor, he'd have grown up in that culture, and he wouldn't act like a stereotypical black person. He'd act like a Norseman. He wouldn't say shit about like Odin's fate. It wouldn't be his culture. He wouldn't give two shits about that.
That's what
That's
I was
not the.
trying to get at, is that he would have the actual Norse culture and not Just
Right. Not only
Yeah,
that, but Mjolnir and all of Asgard would not be covered in graffiti.
yeah, because again, he wouldn't behave like a black man. He behaved like a Norseman. He
Resistance
it's
is
a culture
futile.
he grew up in.
Well,
It,
let's
it's
face
also
it.
oh,
Let's face it. If it was a black culture, it wouldn't be covered in fucking graffiti and shit because they'd respect it too much.
the other.
Maybe.
Oh,
Yeah, I lasted all of 2 seconds.
Well, shit, I'm about to die.
well, the other
Ah,
thing
I beat you.
too is they had an opening for a new character with that one,
Hmm.
and I know that some people might not agree with this take on it. This is just a thought of a take I would have taken with it. Spider-Man doesn't really have what's a sidekick. He doesn't really have a sidekick.
Oh, he has now.
All right, this is what they should have done with Miles. Miles should move from New York and go to California or somewhere around the West Coast. He should stop being Spider-Man, and he should get his own identity as a hero with his
Another thing,
own rogues gallery, not
yeah,
just
another
knock
thing
off
they should do.
original Spider-Man villains.
There's another thing they should do as well. They should stop trying to make Miles Morales is Spider-Man, but he's better than the original one.
Yes, he should again. It should be part of his like going to college arcs. He goes to college on the West Coast and he leaves the Spider-Man identity there. He
Why not?
becomes like the Arachnid or something, Scarlet. I don't care what the fuck he becomes. Quaku and Nanzi if you wanna. But he
Make him a
drops
new
Spider-Man.
Scarlet Spider. Yeah.
Hell yeah, make him
No,
the new Scarlet
I
Spider.
think I actually think what should happen is he should get religion, right? Yeah, become one of these salty hermits and call himself the Brown Recluse.
Ah,
Haha.
nice.
But no, like I like the idea of actually giving him his own character in the first place. I know I said sidekick, but that's because I actually don't think they think highly of sidekick characters, and I
They
don't
really don't.
understand why. Because Robin was a great character. Like I know there's more than one Robin, but he was actually a good character. Like he's necessary to a lot of the storylines. A
But
lot of
even
people
then,
generally like
Well,
them.
hold on. The problem with Spider-Man is they keep wanting to keep him in age bracket of like 16 to barely in his early 20s, and that's where the most of him like fumbling through and learning the whole thing.
Which is a shame because the I don't remember if this is the OG, but the OG, as far as I saw it, had him as an adult. He had a job.
Well, yeah,
No,
that's the whole thing. It's like it starts out in high school, and then
Yeah.
it goes
Starts out
into
at
college.
age 50.
Yeah.
yeah, he's
And,
50 when he starts out.
And we usually follow him until he's postgraduate in college, right?
yeah.
But we don't really get a lot of 30, 40-year-old Peter Parker, but we will skip to like 60-year-old Peter Parker for some reason.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
you notice
we still get adult Peter.
when Dictor was drawing him, he was not a pretty kid, was he?
No.
When subsequent art, they made him prettier and prettier.
Like, wasn't he a photographer? Like, his whole thing was taking pictures of himself.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Well, yeah,
because
that was when he was a
he didn't
kid
have enough
that
money.
got when he was a kid and got the freelance photographer job with the Bugle.
Yeah.
This one's
all
for
of that,
JJ.
that was all because his Aunt May needed money for medical bills and to pay the mortgage and shit.
Right. It's not like photography was a passion for him.
Which is what I really don't like about the new Ultimate Spider-Man. They've decided, he didn't get his powers because he get bitten by the spider, and yeah, he's still working at the Daily Bugle, right?
Yeah.
And so for some reason is Ben.
Urich?
No,
Riley?
Parker.
Oh,
The
His,
uncle.
yeah, that makes no
Ben.
sense.
No, it
his
doesn't.
uncle.
It's people who don't know what the hell
All right,
the
so
character, how the character works are
so
writing the character.
All right, this is what you need if you're going to do a proper Spider-Man. Uncle Ben has to die, hands down, point blank. He needs to die.
Why? Why?
He does.
You could actually do it with Uncle Ben being alive.
The
There's
the
actually a very good what if where Aunt May gets shot by the burglar instead.
the lesson is imparted better. That tragedy is what makes him the hero.
Yeah,
He failed
but
to act. You know,
yeah. Well,
Batman
that did work.
again.
No, hold
Think
on, hold on.
Well, Tyr, you're missing the whole thing of like what Batman's saying is instead Aunt May took the place of that whole thing. So now he
Yeah,
has a basically a still a male role model in his life to basically help guide him instead of doing everything because he's trying to protect and help out Aunt May.
well, okay, well then somebody needs. He needs to lose somebody. In. I'll put it to you like that.
He did. He lost Aunt May.
Yeah.
I'm just
yeah,
saying.
Did you fucking pay attention?
I'm saying for the story to fucking work, his story to be Spider-Man, he has to
Uh,
lose somebody. Just
yeah,
like
which
Batman had to
he
lose his parents.
if you'd have fucking listened to Batman, he said in the what if he doesn't lose Ben, he loses May. Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
I hate you.
Like
I hate you all.
You- Rotten, you're
what?
missing what Tira's saying. What Tira's saying is
He's dumb.
it
that
doesn't
too.
matter who he loses, but he does have to lose somebody.
Mhm.
Yes,
And that's what we're saying though is he's still losing one of his two main role models.
Yeah,
Right.
but
Maybe Tyr just
And
doesn't
We're
see
all
May as
agreeing, but in
being.
a very bizarre way. Just live
no,
with it, man.
but we're saying that in the what he's saying in the new one, they both of them are alive,
oh, that's dumb.
yeah.
and
That's the new
No, I got it. I got it.
yes,
because he didn't get bitten by the spider, right?
hmm
For some reason, he goes to work for the Daily Bugle, right? Which he
hmm
wouldn't, and he's
Uncle
married to
Ben
Mary
is
Jane,
Spider-Man's every forbidden. Yeah, agreed.
which he wouldn't because he would never have gained the confidence that being Spider-Man gave him. Spider-Man gave Peter Parker a lot of self-confidence.
Yeah, because he
Hmm.
could finally stand up to the bully that he could finally stand up to Flash Thompson that was bullying him because he was stronger. And when he realized, holy shit, Flash can't do shit to me now. You know, I'm better than him or I'm stronger than him. You know, it did boost his ego.
Yeah. Funny
And
thing is, so the way that the actual comics, and I'm not on about any of the other media, but the comics did Flash Thompson. He would have stopped being a bully at some point anyway,
Yes. He
yeah,
would have
because
grown out of it.
they'd actually given him an intelligent. But the films and the cartoons and that Flash Thompson is always portrayed as this
dumb
person
jock.
who, yeah, dumb guy who all he can do is be a bully. That's not Flash Thompson. And
I,
stop making him blonde. He's ginger.
I got one better for you. In the No Way Home series, they made him flag with the poly.
In this instance, I speak for the cooperative.
He
Yeah.
Many Borg
How
have been
how
connected from
how does a
collective
kid
recordings.
how does a kid whose family obviously comes from the Indian subcontinent have a family name of Thompson?
yes.
Magic.
Why is he's not a jock? Why is he called Flash?
Maybe he flashing
Flash.
people. I don't know.
Oh, somebody told me that bullies like Flash Thompson in the comic books don't exist anymore.
That's a
They
fucking lie.
absolutely do. In fact, they're worse now physical bullying than they were when I was a kid, from what I hear.
Oh yes.
I'm a person of color, but I love to wear a rainbow
You're a
every
white
day.
guy.
But now I'm the black man in black. Yeah, why is Mary Jane black too? Like that. Oh, it pisses me off that these creators they had no hand in creating these characters, but they feel they can improve them,
Well,
create
you know,
new
if she wasn't
characters.
a black woman, they'd have to make her a man, right? So
Yeah.
I will at
Again,
least
Oh no,
take
you
a
can't
black
do that.
woman because she still has titties and she still has a boob.
Oh, that's what I
again,
like about people like Jenna Ortega. They don't like these gender swap characters because uh, that's not how you write a good female character.
No,
That's
they
shit.
already they already had really good black characters. Somehow, some way, they all just like disappeared. Like they don't remember them at all. I
Yeah,
was
like
talking to
fucking
someone earlier.
Vixen. Vixen,
Well,
Vixen should have her own movie. Vixen was a great fucking character, and she will never get her own movie, and it pisses me the fuck off.
like
Like,
when I was growing up, Tyr, one of my favorite characters was from a Conan movie, the second one.
Are you
Grace
talking about
Jones.
Grace Jones' characters?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
she was constantly saying inappropriate shit, and it was funny as fuck. And I was like, she's awesome. I like her.
She become the
like
head of the royal guard because of she was so strong.
Supergirl in the comics was her own character. Yes, she was Superman's cousin, had all of his powers, but she was an original character. She wasn't a female version of Superman. Then you get the fucking CWs, and it's basically a poorly written Superman with tits.
Yeah. Yeah.
My biggest problem with Marvel at the moment is every red-haired character that has ever existed has become a black character.
Yeah,
Yes.
that
That's
actually is
not just
disturbing.
Marvel.
That's really disturbing.
That's not just Marvel.
Yeah, it's not just Marvel
everything.
either. It's every character, really.
Disney has done to every character that's redheaded.
I'm like,
Oh.
I remember when redheads were a witch. I'm like, oh, they're doing that in media. Wow.
What about Jimmy Olsen? Every time
Black.
you see him,
Jimmy Olsen was fucking redheaded.
Now he's black.
Oh,
Now he's
apparently Superman and Lois, he's now a woman as well.
Oh god, you just remind me. They ruined my boy. They massacred him. They gave him tits. Oh god, Jesus Christ. They killed the penguin.
Heimdall in the comics was a redhead.
I believe that Heimdall in mythology was a redhead.
Yeah.
He wasn't a black guy.
They gave the penguin tits and turned him to a chick. Oswalda.
I mean, kudos to Idris Elba. He played the character very well.
I don't think he should have been
Idris
Heimdall.
Elba did a very good job.
He also shouldn't have been the
Idris
gunslinger.
Elba is one of those actors who's always entertaining.
Yeah.
But yes, he should have been Roland Deschain from the Dark
Yeah.
Tower.
They did the same thing to. Did anybody ever see the reboot of Annie?
Hold on. Originally, Stephen King said that he modelled Roland the Gunslinger from Clint Eastwood, right?
Yeah.
And then when they did the movie, no. Roland was always black. He's lying.
No.
How is Roland always black when he's being called white racial slurs?
Yeah.
Alright, see, the problem...
White, literally, in the drawing of 3, he is called white racial slurs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The problem with people like Stephen King, they go back and they alter their stuff to fit their modern sensibilities. Like fucking
J.K. Rowling did.
yeah, turning Dumbledore gay. No one gave a fuck.
Every one of them were gay.
Stop them.
Even the ones
If they
that
ever remake Harry Potter, they would make Ronald Weasley black, the entire Weasley family black.
Alan Scott, the original Green Lantern. Do you know that when he got reunited with his kids, I think it was 2 years ago, in the comics, it turned out he was always black. He was always gay. He just hid it.
They made Hermione Granger black, and the reason that they made her black was, oh, she was always black in the book. No, she fucking
No,
wasn't.
she fucking wasn't.
No, she never was.
We know exactly what
but-
she said.
She never was, but
It was the play. It was the play they did, and the actress was black, and they kind of blew up. Why you have a black actress playing Hermione Granger, and
oh hell, they've done it to pretty historical figures. I mean,
everywhere now.
Ron Blinn twice. You know that TV show Vikings?
Yeah.
They took a historical male Viking leader.
It's female.
A black woman.
There
were no black.
They were black. They're black Romans. Black Romans.
There were no black Romans come from Italy.
Also, normally I wouldn't back JK on this one because I actually don't agree with just changing out your characters. But there's this part of me who's a petty bitch, and I'm like, if she doubles down on it just so she can hire a black person to replace Hermione, just so she can be like, see Emma, see Emma.
Yeah.
I'd let her do it just because it'd piss off Emma Watson. I hate that.
That's what I'm saying.
I know
It probably was to piss off Emma Watson.
Emma did throw her. Emma and fucking the whole the guy that played Ron Weasley, Harry Radcliffe, all threw her under the bus. The only one that
Yep.
stood by was the Snake. It was Malfoy. His act is
Yes.
the guy that played him.
Malfoy, he is awesome. He is an awesome actor.
But he was the only one to
He did really
stand
well
by
in The
her.
Flash.
So was the Scottish guy who played Hagrid, I think it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Robbie
I
Coltrane.
want to see Black History Month in the movie.
Things
But
that
I want all the black historical figures replaced by white redheads.
Hey, there was somebody posted a question.
Wait a minute. Batman.
There's somebody posted a question on Twitter.
Mhm.
Yeah, what would the world be like if black people hadn't been taken from Africa? And almost every answer is better.
Nice.
So,
Wait a minute. I can't wait. Hold on. I can't wait for the biopic of Obama being played by Ryan Gosling.
I'm detecting something on an
It's gonna be
By
amazing.
Ryan
No, Ryan Reynolds.
Oh God.
So one of the things with Tom, and I wasn't at all actually surprised that he was on JK's side,
Mhm.
was actually the irony behind Emma Watson, because she spent a good long time crying about, people sexualizing her because of the movies, and I was like, you okayed a lot of that. Not agreeing with it, but you did okay a lot of that. And
How did she get sexualized?
She looks like a
Internet.
There's a
9-year-old
lot of
boy.
people who sexualized her. Even fucking CinemaSins did.
She looks like a 9-year-old boy even now.
But regardless of what you think about it, at the end of the day, she didn't receive anything in comparison to what Tom and the kid who played Harry got. If you really
Dan
look,
Radcliffe.
Yeah.
yeah, if you really look into some of the shit the girls were peddling with those two, it was sexual harassment.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Yeah.
alright, especially us guys.
Like they were photoshopping them like kissing each other or in sexual acts, and then they would show it to Tom, and he'd be like, "Oh, like."
Destroy it before it attacks the cooperative.
So I don't want to hear from Emma because she never once said anything on behalf of any of the other actors. Like you didn't
No,
know shit
no.
about when they were.
Do you remember? Wait a minute. Do y'all remember when she went to the UN and she started?
He for she.
He for she. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
he for
talking
she.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a pile of shit that was.
And she started almost sound like she about to cry.
How
Yeah.
dare you?
Oh, you mean her bad acting?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, her bad acting.
Look, we all know, if we don't, or let's say if you don't know, Hideo Kojima did the best thing for representation. Someone asked him if he's going to have the freaking gay person there. He goes, I always did. They're like, boy, he goes, yeah, you the player were gay all along.
Nice. Nice.
I remember reading some
Yeah.
guy, I forget who it was, some author asked why he doesn't have gay characters in his film, in his books. He goes, yeah, I've had a few, and so how come I never read them? Because they never mention it.
Yeah.
And he goes, and he said to the guy,
It's not relevant.
Not exactly, they're gay, but they just don't talk about it.
Who is it that you're talking about? I'm just.
I mean, that sort of stuff is unimportant.
Yes. It is. Unless the say. All right. I bring this up because it's one of my favorite gay characters of all of me. There's a book called Moonkiss by Patricia Burns.
He's the werewolf, and he goes and he takes the shit out of the ladies with, and he does it without transforming because he doesn't want to fall.
So you heard this one before.
I'm pretty sure we're in the double, almost approaching triple digits. I've done the same thing with oh god damn it, now I can't remember his name. Dornigan from NCIS.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Daniel Radcliffe has done some really good movies since Harry Potter. Yes. He was in a movie called Horns.
Wait, yeah.
That is an incredible movie. Actually, fun fact is the movie Horns was actually the book itself was written by Stephen King's nephew or grandson or something.
Tell you what I found out like
Someone had sex with Stephen King and abused children?
Yeah.
Tell you what I
He
found
has a
out.
wife.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I found out like, and
I thought it was gay.
I haven't even seen the show yet.
He
I
kind of
just
looks it.
on YouTube. You know House?
Dr. Gregory?
House.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who,
I
Lori?
kind of like 6. She's kind of hot. Sorry, 13. Kind of hot.
Okay.
Olivia Wilde.
The character's a bit of a bitch, though, but
So's the actress.
I'm not interested in the
Yes.
actress.
Yes. Horns is a fantastic fucking guy.
I'm just saying, if the character's a bit of a bitch, then it's not much of a stretch as an actor to pull it off.
It's a stretch if you got a nice actor playing a dick character.
Right.
You, Laurie.
Daniel Radcliffe's American accent's really good.
I always
people didn't realize Hugh Laurie was freaking English.
Yeah, which amazes me.
You say right,
I can always hear his English accent underneath his American one.
So people, because of watching,
Sometimes,
people
yeah.
always forget Hugh Laurie's actually English. Man. Like, the
Yeah,
man
I used to
is
see.
fucking
I remember him from being in the Blackadder Goes Forth and the third.
Jeeves and Worcester. He was good in that. Him and Stephen Fry. Thank you.
Man, nah, he was in my favorite seasons of Blackadder.
You can also remember him being a henchman in the original live-action 101 Dalmatians.
He was.
Yeah.
Who was in
I
101
still don't know
Dalmatians?
where people go to learn how to hench.
You go to henching school.
Hugh Laurie was in the.
I think Glenn Close
yeah,
was the
he
first
was.
one.
He was also in
He
was also in that Mouse movie too.
He was in Stuart Little.
Stuart Little. Yeah.
Little Big Mouse.
The one from the 90s.
Man, you gotta feel so bad for the other kids in the freaking orphanage. I mean, they all got beat up by a fucking mouse.
Yeah, that kind of fucking sucks.
Okay, it came out in 1999, so late 90s, early 2000s. Jonathan Lipnicki had a glow. Damn, he had a glow up too.
Yeah, he was in.
He was in a lot.
He was in Jerry Maguire as the yeah.
He was in a lot of movies back in the day. He was in like Mike, I think.
Shit, Hurley Joel Osment had a good young career.
John the kid who was in what was it?
Sixth Sense.
Yeah, Sixth Sense.
He was in Sixth Sense, Pay It Forward, AI, and I forget. I think that.
He's also the voice of Sora.
He is the voice of Sora. Luna.
Yeah.
Who?
Sora.
Sora from Kingdom
I
Hearts.
see dead people. People
And
keep
then,
going on about that film. I saw it before all the kerfuffle came on about it.
What?
And about the Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense?
Yeah, and
That's
15
another
minutes.
good. That movie came out also in 1999. Wow.
Yeah, 15 minutes into it, he's dead.
Some people are gonna get it, some people aren't.
Well, you gotta remember back then.
Hold on. I'm not saying that I'm unusually that I'm smart or anything. It's just it wasn't that hard.
It's called pattern recognition. We get it.
The thing that you picked up on worked for you. Or
He
worked
saw
in your favor, rather.
he saw the context clues, like the mother not introducing him to the child.
The fact that every interaction he had with his wife, or rather ex-wife, as he saw it,
was dickish.
Kind of one-sided.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Star Wars Phantom Menace also came out in 1999.
Yes, Star Wars: The Phantom Menace.
It wasn't a
Austin
bad.
Powers, the spy who shagged me.
Jar Jar
Compare.
The kid who
Phantom
got
Menace.
the most shit wasn't the one who played like young Anakin. Like he got shit for it, but the kid who played older Anakin, you know,
Hayden
teenage
Christensen,
Hayden Christensen, like he
Yeah.
got a lot of shit.
because he couldn't fucking act.
And then
Uh,
the way they went about doing the whole fucking dumb shit for the Obi-Wan series, which was still just so dumb in my opinion.
can
I'm
we
still
kind of
upset at
can
that,
we
man.
kind of have a breather between between TFs?
I'm sorry. I just called the one on.
Oh, October Sky came out in '99. That's a good movie too.
Um,
Damn, 1999 had some fucking great movies. Holy shit.
sorry about that,
The
Batman.
Boondock Saints came out in
Obi-Wan
'99.
series,
Don't worry about it.
the Obi-Wan series should have been about Obi-Wan having a crisis of faith, considering everything he just went through,
Mm-hmm.
with
Yes.
the failings in the Jedi and the failings in the
And he
Force,
also
and he
should
should
not
have
have
had a
run into
crisis of
fucking
faith.
Anakin
That's what
either.
it should have been about. But no, let's bring in a 1 foot tall Princess Leia who can outrun adults.
Oh God,
And have fucking
Right.
Obi-Wan and Darth
she
Vader meet up again.
she had
Let's
no
let's
Oh,
make
idea
it.
about.
Oh, and let's focus on this other character who's not Obi-Wan Kenobi instead
Who
of.
no one gives a damn about. Who only exists for
Right.
this one incident. Who?
The thing about that, what you said about Princess Leia, she shouldn't have been able to do that. She had no idea about her connection to the Force at all.
Right.
Which
oh
to me,
fuck, Green Mile came out at the same year.
hold on.
Wow.
To me, that suggests that Obi-Wan had probably done something to dull her Force sensitivity.
I'm pretty sure he had to, because if he didn't, Vader would have picked her up as a Force sensitive and taken her.
Yeah, and let's face it. Darth Vader wasn't her father originally. She wasn't.
Nope.
She wasn't related to Luke. That happened. That was literally a spur of the moment thing.
Yeah.
George, hey, wouldn't it be great if?
If I was a dirty pervert and I made them siblings, yes.
Yeah.
Well, it was. He
Oh, no.
said it was
Oh, no.
because he didn't want the hero to get the girl. He wanted to.
Doesn't matter.
That is fucking retarded.
It doesn't matter. It just proves everything he said about Star Wars was a damn lie. Like,
It doesn't
oh,
rhyme.
the original movie was actually the fourth in a much larger epic. No, it wasn't.
Nope.
You could tell that was a standalone movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
well.
like my
Fine
theory.
as a standalone movie.
No, it was definitely a standalone movie. And despite what people say now, you went to see it in 1979. It did not have Episode 4, A New Hope, on the front crawl.
It did not. The original one did not.
It didn't.
No. I've had this
Originally
argument
called
many
Star
times.
Wars.
I'm only asking because this was before my existence.
I've had this argument many times with my cousin's eldest son, who was born in 1979, and he will tell, "Oh, you were remembering it wrong because it definitely did. I've seen the we had it on VHS. Yeah, you had it on VHS when that was added to it.
My aunt still has the old VHS.
I know, but there are VHS copies where it does have Episode 4 written on it.
Yep.
That's
No,
been
she
added.
has the original VHS.
Oh, the original VHS. Yeah, I had the original
Yes,
VHS.
the one that came in the box. The big one.
I think it up at a car boot sale.
And it is awesome, and I have seen that movie a million fucking times.
Again, I
That's
didn't know
one.
that. That is something brand new I've heard. I did not know that little lore bit. I mean, as a standalone movie, it does work as a standalone movie.
It works better as a standalone movie than it does at the start of a trilogy, actually.
Yeah.
I would agree.
And like I've said a lot of times, when it comes to stuff that he knows about, stuff that he's experienced, yeah, George Lucas is a good director and a good writer. When it comes
1999 had some of the best movies of all fucking time.
when it comes to movies he doesn't know, stuff he doesn't know about, like science fiction, he's a shite writer. He needs a hell of a lot of help.
Agreed.
Hold on, wait a minute. Strange fact: 79 can only make 6 sandwiches at a time. I've been getting into classics films lately, like the old films: Seven Samurai, Yojimbo, Kagamushi, the Wild Bunch, and the
Watch,
Sand Pebble.
watch a series called Zatoichi. Japanese blind
I
swordsman.
actually
fucking
preferred
fantastic.
Magnificent Seven to Seven Samurai.
I prefer Seven Samurai to Magnificent Seven only on the grounds that I like swords better than I like guns. Sorry, Ryden.
I like
Oh,
stories.
dude, if you
I,
okay,
I, I, I like
I like
stories
both.
better than I like weapons.
hold on, hold on, just a second. Okay, one of these days we are going to we are going to review Tyr Sukiyaki Western Django.
Okay.
It is a Yojimbo tale, but it has swords and guns.
Ooh, best of both
And-
worlds.
And it's slightly a Western movie as well.
Ooh,
And
even
it's
better.
American.
I'm also not a big fan of the katana, mainly because I'm sick of people going on that it's practically a real world magic sword.
No, it's not.
Best weapon
Hey,
ever.
There
Spear.
are people out there who will claim and believe that a samurai could cut a medieval knight in full armor.
Bullshit.
Head to toe. It's
Nope.
not.
Well, most people don't
Because
also
I-
realize that majority of samurai were also archers.
They were mainly archers or
Archers
they were
and
mainly
samurais.
spearmen.
Well, they forget two things that
Samurai's main weapon was either his bow or his lance.
yeah.
And as soon as guns came up as well, samurais fucking love guns.
Oh yeah. But
Medieval armor had variants to deflect blade strikes. There would be no fucking way it could damage samurai. Sorry, a knight.
do you know who hate the fan worship of Japanese culture more than anybody else?
Who?
Japanese.
The Japanese, yeah.
Makes sense.
Like, don't get me wrong.
I can't stand these people going about the katana like it's a magic weapon.
I like the katana, but I think it's a cool weapon. But I also like a lot of European swords as well. Like, my personal favorite's actually the sword is still actually the gladius.
My favorite's the arming sword.
I'm going to say this: the one weapon that is found all over the world in 1,000 places, a fucking spear. Spears are best melee weapon.
Not close combat then. You know what an arming sword is, I assume, because of the way you're talking about swords.
Tyr, it's one of those things
No, an arming
lately,
sword. You know those medieval swords that it was a single-handed weapon.
Oh, okay.
That's an arming sword.
Would you say,
okay,
Jen?
it sounded like you said arming. Sword.
Arming, yes, ARMING.
It's okay to let them finish.
Okay, I thought you were saying ARMY. That's
I
why
missed long pause.
That's what I thought you were talking about a sword.
Would you say, Jen?
That's a cavalry sword.
I was gonna say, I know that recently you know about some of the shenanigans I was maybe involved in with the spear.
The what?
I wouldn't look down on spears. It sounds like the people freaking out about that shit actually look down on spears. I wouldn't throw one because I know I couldn't. Like, I've never practiced to do that shit. I'd be lucky if I could throw a pointy stick.
See, but you could make a spear out of just a wooden stick. Just sharpen the edge.
Hold on a second, Jen. You could still throw one. You're just not going to be accurate with it. It's not like you're going to use it in an offensive capability.
Not with any accuracy. I'd have to practice with it to actually like figure out how to aim it properly.
I wouldn't say the whole thing of being like, I wouldn't throw a spear. Oh fuck yeah, I would throw a spear. Am I gonna be good at it?
You'd be a spear chopper.
Yeah, exactly the same about Olympic javelin.
Bro, I have one of those like short spears next to my bed.
As a guy,
Hmm?
the Zulu spears.
Yeah. The again, every culture around the world had a spear.
Yeah, the Assegai is the Zulu sword.
Well, mind you,
Because spears were pretty much one of the first weapons ever created.
Chimpanzees make spears.
Yeah.
They're also
Broken piece of wood.
They're reusable.
Oh no,
like,
they're not just a broken piece of wood. Sorry, Jen. Chimpanzee spears, they actually sharpen them.
No, I'm just saying a spear. You could turn a broken piece of wood into a spear. It's just a broken piece of wood. You know, you could sharpen the edge of it, and again, you'd make a spear. You could add an arrowhead to it, and it's a spear. You could add A piece of sharpened stone.
And the two most basic weapons are, one is a spear, the other is just throwing a rock.
Yeah, a sling.
Yes.
A sling. Literally a sling.
Yeah,
Like,
No,
there's
no,
so many...
not even a sling. Just throw rock. Pick up rock, throw rock.
But
The
functional
sling and the
or
Pick up
slingshot
rock,
and shit like
throw
that.
rock.
Throw rock faster.
yeah, functional or is it rotten I'm talking to?
Rotten.
Rotten.
Rotten. The thing about throwing a rock is you've got a tremendous strength, and you've also got to wrestle that giant bird to the ground first.
Nice.
But yeah, I wouldn't look down
Pick up
on
the rock.
I honestly would never look down on somebody who could actually use a spear. It's just,
Yeah.
I think people who do that are the same people who think death by a gun is the worst death ever. And I'm like, not really, no.
No, death by not being alive anymore is the worst death ever.
Yes, but, you know.
I really don't want to try death by 1,000 cuts. That just sounds
Death by
hideous.
alimony.
Death by alimony.
That's death by 1,000.
By alimony.
Like, but I'm not going to say it on stream.
Yeah, we're on the minions. We can't say it. We don't.
Oh, death by 1,000 cunts.
Haha.
Oh,
That's what
death by
I
snoo
know.
snoo.
No, but the thing about spears is the Olympic javelin throwers. Yeah, they can throw a spear that throw very far, but they probably couldn't hit anything with it. Save the lives.
Well, see, the javelin throwers are going for distance, not accuracy. Like if you look, they're just trying to get it far down the line. If they were like trying to hit targets, they'd be fucked.
Yeah.
It's distance over, yeah, over accuracy.
Yeah.
Yeah, clubs and spears are one of the first ever weapons ever created. They found stone tools and
That is
spears
actually
early as
Don't understand the whole
500,000
thing
years
of, like,
old.
like throwing spears and javelins and that whole thing.
Would you say,
Just
Ryan?
frickin'- I say y'all don't understand for like the whole thing for the javelin throw. It's not meant to be one person. It's meant to be many, many people, like archers.
Yeah.
It's not
Right.
accuracy. It's accuracy by volume.
yeah, but
Well, no, we were talking about the Olympic javelins.
Yes, I know, but like if you're gonna use it in battle, it's one of those things that you're not gonna want to use it as
Oh,
like
yeah.
one person trying to throw a spear.
Oh, yeah.
You want accuracy by volume.
yeah, but the thing is, those ancient javelin throwers could hit targets
Yes.
quite accurately.
Shit. When they did archery, they would have whole phalanxes, not phalanxes, whole units of archers firing at a single time because again, it's a lot easier to hit a ton of shit when you got a whole fucking arrow storm coming at you.
The other thing about archery in England, it was required by law that every man of age was to practice his archery.
Never know when you gotta beat back the Romans.
No, we're on about medieval times. I did say England.
Oh my bad, I forget y'all were in England at some point.
Yeah, fight French.
It was to fight anybody who wasn't English.
Pretty much.
That included the Scottish, the Welsh, the Irish.
And other Englishmen.
I just said anybody who wasn't English.
The Muzzies.
Yeah, like the Welsh.
The Muzzies. The Muzzies.
The Musclemen.
You did to beat back the Norsemen.
They who worship the god. They who worship the religion of peas.
Yeah, we'll call it that.
The religion of peace.
No, peas.
Nah, it's a kaboom
Yeah.
religion. It's a kaboom. Just like it's a
I
cadet.
still like
was Matt's band.
I still like that idea that you know, a mother from the religion of peace, when she's feeding her kids food, she makes airplane noises with a spoon and smacks it into his head.
Nice.
Oh, that's disgusting.
That's fucked
Not
up.
for the kid, it isn't.
That's fucked up, but funny.
Agreed.
Most jokes are.
Yeah, we on, yeah. What the hell are we doing? It's
What was
up there.
that?
I don't know. I'm just watching people.
We're
Those
at
who
that
live in
last
glass
stage of the
houses
mission
shouldn't
where
get stoned.
Well, we've destroyed 10 escape shuttles. I think we're just waiting for the time to wind down, aren't we?
I think I'm trying to get
God, I
to the
hate the
Boondock
time
Saints
break.
when it's like, remember, the people in glass houses sink ships.
Big ships.
I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna give you a book
don't
of
cross the
sayings and
road.
shit.
A penny saves worth two in the
And
bush.
don't cross the road if you can't get off the kitchen.
Wait, make like a tree. Get the fuck out of my bar.
God, I fucking love
at
Boondock
first,
Saints.
if at
I
first
just
you
watched
don't
those on
succeed,
Saturday or Sunday.
if at first you don't succeed, hire an illegal to do it for you.
Damn.
At first you don't succeed, fail again.
If at
I'm
first
gonna
don't
have to get
succeed,
you like a
fail-
proverb book or something. This mix and match shit's gotta go.
If first you
He
don't
who
succeed,
laughs
blame the
He
guy
who
to your right.
last- He who laughs last didn't get the joke.
I didn't get it.
I don't
It's
care.
from, we all know it's from Boondock Saints. Come on now.
A penny saved?
You guys must want.
What do you mean a penny saved? You get paid
Penny
a shit.
saved, so I threw in the bush. That movie will always make me laugh.
That movie is fucking great. Toby, what's wrong? Toby Wong.
And the thing
He
is,
who-
it also
He-
came out in 1999.
He who laughs and runs away is a very fast coward with a sense of humour.
Remember, I don't have to run fast. I just have to run faster than you.
Yeah, how are you going to do that? With
I don't
two
have to run
broken kneecaps?
fast. I just have to not be last.
Dear, how are you going to do that with two broken kneecaps?
Ouch.
Fuck.
Look, I got my guard cat protecting my door.
I've got
That's no
my
guard
cat.
very well.
I've got my cat distracting meat.
I got my guard cat watching. She has
I-
eyes on
I-
everything.
I've got my cat distracting meat.
Well, how are you
That-
going to break my
that-
kneecaps
that-
with 6
that is
rounds in your
it.
chest?
It's laced with cat anesthetic. 6
One
rounds.
guy,
to the
6
chest.
guns.
Yeah. State of the art ballistic armor.
He
Yeah.
an apple a day
Not-
keeps the Jew away.
Well,
What?
here's
What?
the thing, though.
Oh,
You
fuck.
Yeah,
still,
And
you have
it's
to-
even funnier
it's not
if your
like the
doctor is a
movies. You're
Jew.
still gonna feel the freaking
Oh, I'm
energy
not,
of
because
those
you
bullets
didn't let
hitting
me
you.
finish. Have you ever seen that film, Surrogates?
No.
Maybe.
It's a Bruce Willis film where people live out their lives through surrogates, which are basically androids that are VR controlled. I'm using one of
Ah.
those. That's what's wearing this ballistic armor.
Ah.
Jesus Christ! Now we're getting into the childish territory of like, no, because I'm wearing an ultra high spec diamond vest that's specifically designed not to do that.
That
Well,
was-
I
that
can
must
hit
be
you so
terrible.
hard that I can rip you through time and space, man. Yeah.
That must be terrible.
My
in-
dad's got a bigger one than you.
Yeah, that's what I was going to go on with. In school, in ancient Judea, that must be terrible for kids at school. Yeah, my dad's bigger than your dad. No, my dad's bigger than your dad. Shut up! Here comes Jesus.
Oh, damn.
That's
Oh,
the story about the two kids shouting over the fence at each other, and one says, "My dad's better than your dad," and the second kid says, "Okay, but only because my mom says so."
Did you guys see the video about the guy that says "fuck you, Tony" and then he goes "fuck you, Ezekiel"?
No.
Well, that one it goes to. He's like, hey, 'cause they're across this like little pond type thing, like, or one's like kind of on an island. He's like, hey, what's your name? Tony. Fuck you, Tony. Hey,
Fuck
what's your
you.
name? Ezekiel. Fuck you,
It's a
Ezekiel.
fucking stupid name.
I like the one.
I built that
Want to
fight
hear what
over
I did
there.
last night? You best not say do it to my mom. You want to hear what I said did last night? You best not say do it to my mom. I built a bonfire. Oh, that's kind of cool. And then I begged your mom buy it.
I fucking love that video.
I've got a racist joke for you.
Oh Lord.
Little black kid there sitting there crying his eyes out.
5K or 10K?
His mother goes to him. Yeah,
Hold on, wait.
what you cried for? And he goes, yeah, Jimmy Watts over the road, the white kid. He said his dad's better than my dad. So what are you crying for? Because I didn't have a response.
Nice. My dad still went out to get that milk, and he hasn't come back yet. Oh,
I just want to know one thing.
yes.
Can we trust law enforcement to provide security at polling places?
No.
No.
And
No.
now we're going to get kind of specific to America here. Because I'm thinking the only people that I can trust to provide security at polling places are citizen militias.
Yeah, but not every citizen militia is.
Citizens on patrol.
What's that, Tyr?
Not every citizen militia is. Let's say freedom friendly.
I wouldn't be at all surprised if everyone isn't just as paranoid as you are at this moment, you know, because with how the numbers look for Kamala, it kind of does look like the only way she'll win is
Excuse
if
me, Jen. First, you gotta say her name
right.
properly. Kamalata.
Don't interrupt for that
Kamalata.
bullshit.
Mobler.
Yeah.
But
Hello, she's gonna say her name right. Damn it, Kamalata. All right, because
Do you
it's
say that
Kamalata
on
No,
Instagram?
Arias.
her name is Glory Hole Harris. Let's not kid
Do you
ourselves.
say
Camel
that
toe
on
Harris.
Instagram? Everybody's chanting her name, and then she goes, "No. Now chant your name."
Go on, Jen.
Fuck you,
God, that was
Tony.
cringe.
but all
Now
the same,
chant
yeah,
Zachariah name.
I just think everyone
got-
polling over the next couple of days are going to be equally as paranoid as you are with this stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if you have people like lingering just to watch.
Yeah.
As long as they don't stop anything, I don't care if they linger to watch. They have every right to.
You know, because
Actually,
on, Jen.
no, they don't. If your
Here-
polling stations operate like ours, uh,
he-
once you've voted, you're not supposed to stay in the polling station.
Well, and
by
what we mean
law,
by that is they wouldn't be inside the building. It'd be that whole thing that they would be outside of the building to where they can't
That's
have
fair
someone
enough.
just come and say like, "Oh no, we're closing because things are slowing down and whatnot." It's like, "Oh nope, these are the hours you're supposed to be open. You have to stay open."
Fair enough. Now,
That's why I vote early. I voted the
now I
first
find
day
I
of
must,
early voting.
now I find I must apologise to Jen for talking over her.
well, it's okay. I do think it's not just the U.S. Everyone. I don't know how the UK feels because honestly, when you guys had yours, I didn't really see anyone of big interest. So I don't think yours was cheating. I
But
think that was
it
just pure
wasn't.
fail.
It was
But
because the majority of people didn't actually turn out to vote. It was the lowest voting turnout in British history. That's the only reason that the Marxist, Labour got in.
it's just with our stuff lately, like BC just had theirs. Our own with Trudeau had us questioning too. We did see. I'm sorry, people across the border saw what happened with Biden and questioned. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's natural. I think them being
Like,
like, you're not
it'll
allowed to
happen
question.
again.
Okay, well then tell that to Al Gore and Hillary Clinton then, because they question a lot and they have the right to question.
I
Yes,
think
you
it's
are
going to
allowed
happen
to
Absolutely.
again.
question.
What happened with Biden's election? I think it's going to happen again
I don't think it
because
will.
I
like
don't think
look
there's
at
enough ballots to do that.
the polls look exactly the same as when Biden ran against Trump,
No, it
right?
wasn't.
I don't trust
No,
Nope.
they
polls.
really don't. They really don't. You got to look at some of the betting guys because they have way more in-depth polls,
And
and
some of
they're not betting for Kamala.
The other
and
thing is,
even with that Batman, some of the mechanisms like map mail-in voting isn't really going to do it because people aren't stuck in the house. People are
hold on,
outside.
Oh yeah, definitely.
hold on. You're letting the mail-on vote, but they're a fictional race from Voyager.
No, we're not letting the mail-on vote. They can't
You
Oh
vote.
my god.
Look,
you also have historical turnout for Republican early voting, like
Oh
historical.
yeah. Like we've never been Republicans have never been a party about early voting. They've always been like day of.
Um, there's an old saying where the Democrat votes before work, the Republican votes after work.
You know, there's one thing I would
Yes.
do. If I was to draw up rules for elections, one of my rules was if you're actually in the election, you're one of the candidates trying to get into office through the election. I would say that you should not be allowed to vote.
No, because most of our ballot issues also have other that it's not just a single. We don't just vote for the president, and there's a
Yeah,
shit
we're
ton
not
of
just
other
voting for
places.
president. We're voting for other offices as well.
Yeah, and then there's like
You
ballot
know,
issues that we need that are usually attached. So it's not just, oh well, you're voting for the president, so you don't get to vote at all because you're one of the candidates.
I also think that the 19th should be repealed in America.
Why you?
And there must be.
give me that one too.
Depends.
Now,
Some,
look, I've yet to hear anyone give me a good reason to rely upon electronic voting.
yeah.
There's
No one
not.
can give me a good reason.
Yeah,
In
because
in the past, I understood the reasoning because it was a new thing, and it was implied that it would be easier or it would be cheaper, and then it turned out that it was wrong. Turned out it wasn't cheaper and was easier.
that was just to sell it to the public. I mean, let's face it, electronic voting, right? That means it's operated by the government, or more specifically, the civil service. That
Yeah.
means it is really
Corrupt.
open to corruption, to manipulation. You can spin the results for you and have who you want in power.
I mean, look at it now. We're already getting very funny stories out of different places in Pennsylvania and Georgia and wherever, where
Yeah.
people are selecting Trump and the vote is coming up for Harris
Yeah,
Yeah, that's been happening
on
for
the
a
touch
while
screen.
now.
That's no, this is fuckery, is what it is.
Yeah.
And
It's
I don't
it's
care what their
interference.
excuse is. The simple fact of the matter is, if we're going to have voting, it needs to be a method of voting that is counted by hand and
Yep.
is irrefutable in its analysis.
Oh, and
Yeah.
there must be cameras 24/7 on the counting booths.
and there should be two
Yes.
people. Should be two people in there when the count's being done. One to do the count, and the other one to make sure that they're not fiddling.
Agree.
Yeah.
The counter should be from one party, and the person watching them should be from the other party.
We need
Yes and no. I don't know how that would work out, but yeah.
Well, we shouldn't be.
Well, yeah, because honestly, I don't want Republicans and Democrats having control over counting the votes.
Yeah.
And that's how that would play out in America because,
Yeah.
honestly, I would just rather have Americans counting.
Mm-hmm.
Republicans and
What
Democrats
they
are
really
not
need is to have
Americans.
unbiased counters.
Yeah, but you
Yeah,
can't
that's what I
have
mean by
that.
Americans. Americans are going to respect the ballot. They're going to respect the right of the people to vote. When I argue with people about voting, I'm not telling you who to vote for. I don't care who you vote for. That's your fucking business.
Yeah.
I like that joke.
What I'm arguing is we need a system in place that takes every chance possible to eliminate fuckery.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I like that joke about the first votes in Russia, and the Gorbachev. Yeah, he said it was wonderful, perfect, great turnout. Yeah, and I won by a landslide. I think in 4 years' time, when we have our next elections, I might even allow another party to run.
Nice.
Apparently, Gorbachev actually said that as a joke.
Now, see, you know what I think the best way to handle it is? It's not with the fucking filling in a dot or punching a card. I think the best way to vote is you have in one column the name of the candidates, and in a column next to it a space to write in the name of the candidate you're voting for.
Fair enough.
That way, there's no fucking confusion.
I think elections should be done by Thunderdome.
2 minute and a 1 man. What?
And if we really want to avoid all the election fuckery, we can just switch from elections to lottery.
I also think, and I'm being serious this time, that people who go on for public office should be able to prove that they're capable of the job that they're campaigning for.
The emperor has no clothes.
Yes.
Well,
and
see,
if they're
that's the weird
not,
thing,
they
because
need
in
to be
America,
fired. And if it's proven that they're causing damages, they should actually be punished the way that it's legislated in law.
for one thing, we have to recognize that, and again, sorry,
You will be.
speaking for America exclusively here because it's what I'm most familiar with. Um, take a look at our Bill of Rights. It pretty much clearly lays out that tyranny is illegal.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Tyranny is against the law in the United States. Therefore, anyone running for office had better damn well have a track record of not promoting tyranny. If they promote tyranny, I think they should be disqualified.
Oh well, that's the Democrats.
See,
That
that's
would
the
have.
problem is I don't know whether the left or the right knows what tyranny even means.
They
Yeah, they
don't.
do. They're a big and they're all big fans of it.
Or more to the point, they do, and they're on the side of tyranny. You look, we go on
It's
day in
worse
and
than
day out about
that, Mitch.
wokeisms and all that shit,
Mitch,
right?
worse than that.
No,
Look,
hang on, Bats. Let me work this out. Damn it, I hate this thing. We go on all the time. A lot of us in the socio-political commentaries here about wokeism and DEI and all of that nonsense. And what are they? Oh, social justice and virtue signaling and all that stuff. Well, I got news for you. People on the other side of that spectrum do it too.
yeah.
We see it a
Mhm.
lot, especially in the religious groups, and we're already seeing some of it happen now. But moral supremacy on the right is no different than social justice on the left. It's the same fucking thing. It's the same mental exercise of someone saying, "Look how wonderful I am. Look
Mm-hmm.
at all the good things I care about. This is the look at me being so good." It's the same fucking thing. And we see it a lot from
Yeah.
religious people. Right
Well,
now, right now, anything the religious right doesn't like, they're calling satanic and demonic. It's like
Oh
shut
yeah,
the
it's
fuck
it's
up.
just, it's the
Grow the
satanic
fuck
panic
up.
all over again.
you mentioned that, and you keep seeing on Twitter and other places, Jews for Palestine, Christians for Palestine, just to make fun of them. I've half a mind to put out a poster on Twitter saying, "No, Satanists for Palestine."
Yeah, why not? I'm just saying, we should not be trading one tyranny for another. Is the point I'm making.
That's what human civilization has always done and always will do.
I know we need to grow out of it. We need to grow the fuck up.
Oh, I
I
get
mean,
what you're
The
saying.
problem is we can't.
I do understand what you're saying, Mitch. I think the thing you have to understand is I've been happily been pushing for a system that will allow us to
Excuse me,
actually
I shall
go.
return.
Okay, I just really want a system that'll allow after this pedo problem that we have. I
yeah,
really do.
Yeah.
I
we have
really,
that
really
already.
do. Like that's no joke with me, and I actually have to hide a lot of how vile I think that group is because I'm not joking when I make Carthag jokes. I'm not.
A what?
Carthag?
Carthage?
Carthag.
I have
Carthage?
no idea what
Carthag.
that is.
So Carthage was an ancient town, city, culture that Rome
Carthage.
fucked over. Yeah. That's how I pronounce it. You can get mad at me for how I pronounce it, but it doesn't change the fact that yeah, Rome
Yeah.
might have leveled them because of what looked like child killing. And I'm like, no, you don't fuck with children. You don't.
The thing is, we
Well,
have those systems in place, Jen. It's just that the people managing those systems are corrupt.
or the
That's
ones touching the kids.
Yeah, they're implicated.
That's what I mean
Definitely.
though. I want our system to actually start functioning, and I'm
Did you know that
totally. Mhm.
Florida is the only state in our country right now that actually has the death penalty for chomos?
Yeah, I'm glad.
The
I'm
only
glad.
one.
Wait. I gotta ask you a question. Tell me, do they wheel out the guillotine, or is it like firing? How do you do this? Like, do
I
they catapult them into the sea? Millstones. I
I
bet they use
wish. I
millstones.
wish. I think it's just future. I think it's just lethal injection that they do
Mhm.
now.
Oh, that fucking sucks.
Probably.
I
That's
think they ought to
I
redo
gotta
Yeah,
it.
tell
it's
you, I
not as
think that's a
flashy.
waste of material.
But
I think
pedophiles
sentencing
have been.
pedophiles to death is a waste of material.
No, it's actually a waste. It's actually Flushes out the human race.
All right.
Here's why I think it's a great waste of material.
Okay.
I would
They just
rather.
kill them on sight.
We have an amendment in the United States about that forbids cruel and unusual punishments. Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that in mind, I think it's a good idea that when we convict a pedophile, we should subject them to non-invasive procedures. That
Chemical castration. Got it.
no, no, that would be invasive. I'm talking non-invasive.
Chemical cast.
Non-invasive means you don't puncture the body. So
Oh.
we
Okay,
can.
throw him in the wood chipper.
Let him fucking finish, guys.
All right, go ahead.
If we
Sorry.
take these fucking sickos and we do some, and I'm talking serious psychology and psychiatry. I don't mean the stuff that we get from like Dr. Phil or talk shows. I don't mean that shit. I mean the real stuff, the real analytical stuff, not the pop psychology shit.
Okay.
We're not the kind of stuff where we develop a language of excuses for people who can't perform. I'm talking a real analysis. And we do therapy sessions of that sort where we do an honest to God, serious, in depth analysis of these people. But in addition to that, and maybe while we're doing that, we're also doing CAT scans and MRIs and doing all of those non invasive brain measurements. We use these people. They're already convicted. We fucking use them to build a knowledge base so that we can, in the future, have a means to prevent this behavior. I understand everyone's need for revenge. I fucking get that.
Mm-hmm.
But that
That
is the most short sighted approach I can think of. I
that's
would much
actually
rather use these people as a tool to prevent such behaviors in the future than to just kick them in the dick and send them into the sea.
so the reason I would kind of disagree with that is because they kind of did that already with the serial killers. Like
Yeah.
any popular serial killer over the last 50 to 60 years, they've already done that too. And if you go past that, yeah, if you go to England, that's what you signed up for. If you were caught murdering somebody, you were on the table and they were going to medically dissect you and you might help somebody cure heart disease in the future. Have fun with that. And a lot of the
That's different
museums
though.
are actually filled with convicts. A lot of those guys are convicts. But
Yeah, we're
in
not looking
terms
to
of
cure heart disease using a pedophile's brain, are we?
no, but they
Mm.
did try to study serial killers for the same reason. The reason I
Yeah,
want a
but for
proper
most of that, Jen, it was after their death, so they're trying to look into their what happened with them. Like he's saying flat out, like go through and as they're progressing through these psychology things, have them have a CAT scan afterwards.
Trying to understand how their brain
I
chemistry
do
works.
understand what you're saying, Rotten, but I'm also saying that they did that. They did do that.
Yeah, they
They've
probably.
done all that. Like it's documented how much they tried to look into what was causing these guys to be what they were. It's why Ted Bundy got so much time on air because he was bullshitting the whole thing the whole time.
Well, they're
Um,
going to do that, but that's why you do the functional MRI and the CAT scan and all that shit at the same time.
I
So you
just
could.
the reason I do want a proper death penalty, and maybe it doesn't work, Mitch, but it is more of a deterrent for future creeps. It's more of a we will do this to you if you do this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Unfortunately, creeps these days don't have a deterrent. They more or less are open about it. That's the problem.
Well, yeah,
I get
that's
what you're
again,
saying. Like
that's
hell,
the
if you
corruption
wanted to
angle.
do a mix of both, I would be okay with that too. But it's just it really is more about if you do this, you are gonna die.
That's no, that's not a threat. I'll tell you why that's not a threat. Look, if I catch a child molester or a child rapist,
Hmm.
I'm not going to kill him. I'm not. He won't be found, but I ain't going to kill him either.
Mitch, I cannot condone, as one of the biggest representatives, I cannot condone nor endorse that statement. However, I'm going to say, I hope that when you are chopping up the meat, that you feed it to the gators first.
Like I said, I already said I won't kill them. There's
Oh,
no
well,
meat to chop
They're gonna
up
be
because
gator
I won't
food.
kill them.
well, when you keep them
They
in
make better gator
your
food anyway.
underground basement of fun, and I'm using air quotes.
Look, they may
The
end up
underground
committing
basement
suicide,
of
but
fun.
that's not me killing them.
Mitch, at your
Oh,
crowd,
you're
I
just
must
wanting
make
to
sure you get off.
torture them.
What's that?
I said you're just wanting to torture them. That's right.
I'm not going to
It's
torture
okay.
them. I don't do torture.
That's okay.
I'm just
We
not going to let
understand.
them get away with anything.
I do not.
And I'm going to use what I learn in future endeavors.
Mitch, I cannot condone nor endorse.
Now,
You know, I
what's
wanna.
scarier? What's more frightening? Being left in my hands or being killed and letting the whole thing be over?
Depends. What are you gonna do?
See what I'm getting at? I mean, if we have we have a Guantanamo Bay, for
Ah,
example,
okay.
for for child rapists, where we get to study them and analyze them and make them sit through therapy sessions every fucking minute of every fucking day of their lives. And then maybe
That just
after a
sounds like
while
more.
we'll
That
pop
just
in a
costs
film
more.
crew. We'll pop in a film crew so that they can do a documentary because hey, look, they're not being harmed. We're not we're not beating them about the breast, neck, chest, and head with a hammer or a rubber hose thing. They're undergoing therapy and they're undergoing non-invasive medical scanning procedures to determine their neurochemistry and their neuroreactivity to certain stimuli.
Mitch, are you gonna have? Are you gonna put Baby Shark on loop?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, man.
You
I'm
killed
just
the.
saying.
Okay, I'm just asking.
If you think that undergoing that for the rest of your natural life is not a deterrent, you're out of your mind. It's a better deterrent than killing them. And I agree. We do need a deterrent. We absolutely need a deterrent. Maybe, hey, I'm just talking about what the state's allowed to do here. But maybe,
So they get free They basically get free mental care at that point.
I don't know that I'd call it care, but it's analysis, but I don't know that it qualifies as care. Now, look, that's just
You
what the
can
state
call it
can do.
care.
That's just what the state can do. Maybe, and think about this for a little bit. Maybe if we had rational prosecutors and rational cops in this country, we wouldn't go arresting people who saved their child from being molested.
Right.
What would the name of the father that he was sitting there chilling at the phone booth at the guy that killed his
Oh, that guy, yeah. Yeah, exactly. That guy should
what,
not be prosecuted.
Gary
one
Plonch.
clean shot.
That man should not be
Boom, boom, boom.
prosecuted. He
Nope.
was protecting not
That
only his child but other children as well.
Uh,
it's also a moment of passion, isn't it?
No,
nope.
on
No.
that one I can hold on a second. Let me get a drink.
What's that, Rotten?
Because with Gary as well, Gary Plonch,
Hmm.
you have to remember that guy, the one who raped his son, did get arrested, but you also have to remember, like this was a bit planned out because he knew the fucking all of
True.
the FBI agents by name. But this is also after Sid, same guy, not Gary, but the one who, the pedo, had kidnapped his son.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Again,
See, we
sometimes
can have a deterrent. We can have a deterrent by not prosecuting people who take out the child rapist. Don't prosecute them. It's that simple. Just say no. Oh,
Right?
he murdered someone who raped his 10-year-old daughter? No, we're not going to prosecute. We're going to decline.
we're gonna throw him a parade too.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Give him a fucking medal.
Well, it's like there's this guy in prison who's secretly my hero because he's killed 2 of the worst pedos
Oh yeah,
currently known.
Oh,
I'm like,
the Alaskan pedophile Avenger.
He's
yeah,
getting out.
yeah.
The guy that
I'm like,
You know he's getting out, right?
I
He
know
is?
he's a dangerous
I
person.
did hear
Like
he is.
he's not a safe person. But I'm like, listen, you did
Yes, he
something that
is.
he should he did something somebody else should have done. I'm like, really, he shouldn't have been left to you to do it.
He did what he thought was the right thing to do. He was right.
Right. And what's the distinction? The state didn't do it.
Exactly.
Well, a lot of that is kitty diddlers don't have really good times in prison, from everything I've heard.
Oh
They
yeah, if
don't.
you
Oh,
ever
no.
They do not.
well, because like Gary's son and Jody Plant's the one who had the stuff happen to him. He actually was on unsub. Plus, they had another guy who was in prison more recently. Well, not more recently. He's had 58 felonies, and he was talking about how pedophiles were treated in prison. But like with Jody Planche,
I'm on the offense that pedos aren't people. So
w- with Jody Planche, well, like they even brought up other than like the basic shoes that the prison would give you, even if you got like beat to shit hand me down shoes because you found them in a trash can and we're gonna try to use those, they'd be taken from you.
Mm.
yeah.
Like quite literally, they weren't basically allowed to have anything.
Right.
But like
Good.
when Jody was talking to him about that whole thing, he even brought up that the guy who had done the stuff to him, it was most likely that he had been abused and molested as a child as well. And he goes, there, except for
Yeah,
there's
they
a
don't like
huge,
that
he goes,
shit.
well, he goes, except for there's a huge problem. He goes, yes, this happened to me. I'm breaking the chain because I don't want it to happen to anyone else. It's the reason why Jody Planche is an advocate for helping the kids who have been through that so that they don't potentially fall into those ruts
Yeah.
that others have as well.
They
It's,
become monsters themselves.
it was sometimes called a Dracula syndrome because the victim becomes a perpetrator as well.
That's why I take.
Kev
That's
King!
why.
Yeah,
Kev
go
King.
ahead, Kev, you come on in if you want. We're in our Rottens Discord.
Is she in my Discord?
She should be.
Yay!
I had to. I had to.
Yeah, you got those Kefki.
Yep, you do.
Well,
Don't forget your smacking
I
children.
agree with Kefki. That's exactly what I said.
Pedos are people.
They're not people. They're monsters. They don't belong in this world.
But I've always thought that. But
Other monsters.
that's why I don't limit myself when it comes to that conversation. There's no one that I don't think is a pedo that doesn't need to have something happen. And I look at the female teachers. I'm looking at them in horror. Like how fucking dare you?
Oh yeah,
Fucking
them too.
dare
Fuck
you?
them.
Like
Yeah, for generations, female paedophiles have gotten away with it because it's easier for them to hide.
and it bothers me because I'm like they're part of the problem. It perpetuates. It's that vampire shit. I'm like as if it doesn't still do it if it's a fucking female. I'm like
Hold on a second, guys.
And all
I
the
have to
people
cut
on
out for a
fucking
second.
line.
All right.
And all the people that's online, they're like,
damn it.
"Oh, I wish that was my teacher."
no, you don't. No, you
Yeah,
don't.
and do you know they wouldn't like it if it happened to them?
No, they wouldn't.
No, they wouldn't.
Wood chipper, wood chipper, wood chipper, wood chipper, wood chipper, wood chipper.
I will still say
Yeah,
this:
yeah,
if none
yeah.
of
You've
you
got to get
have
the wood
watched the-
chipper.
have ever watched the
Yeah.
Unsubscribe cast, I actually highly recommend finding that episode with Jody Planche and watching it. But you also have to understand, even though it's pretty edited on YouTube, that man also has a very, very dark sense of humor.
Right.
Be
Rotten
right back,
Park-
guys. Hold on a second. Sorry about this, guys. Discord crapped out on me, and I'm trying to reestablish. I'm back on. Is it? Why isn't it doing what I? The motherfucking Discord. Reconnect.
That's sorry all of a sudden. Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
We're
again.
back.
Yeah.
What
That-
pisses me off is that the prison system they actually give like these kinds of people like the least amount of prison time.
Yeah.
They
Like a
also
guy
keep-
get
Yeah,
caught.
if
A
they
guy
get
gets caught
prison time
selling
at all.
weed. A guy gets caught selling weed, goes to prison for 10 fucking years, while a chomo gets caught and he gets 2 to 3.
Yeah,
This is all over the
Make
if
that
they
make
get
sense.
caught at all.
God
Most
damn
of the
it.
time they don't get caught. Unfortunately, it's sadly, most of the time they don't get fucking caught. They have no punishment. They get
Mhm.
away and they go and do it again and again and again and again because children get scared. They don't want to say nothing. They're dumb.
But I
Never
wonder why
mind.
that
Easily
person ends up
told
dead.
that
Oh
people
no,
will hate
we're
you.
dying.
Let her finish.
Sorry. No, I'm
on,
sorry.
Kathy.
I went on tangent.
Well,
No,
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 okay,
you're
No,
okay.
go on.
to
No,
go
take it.
into
Come
like
on.
how like Jody's dark humor is, and what I mean by that is, you know how that someone always tries to make the joke, oh, it's like, how do you know that you don't like that if you've never tried it? Whenever someone tries to say, he goes, well, I can say that I'm not gay, and they're like, why? He's like, well, I've already sucked a dick.
What?
Because he was molested and basically he was kind of groomed.
Oh,
Okay.
God bless
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, so it's like that
Yeah.
whole thing of like he can say he's 100% not gay because he's already experienced it.
Oh, he's the one whose dad was epic and shot the
Yeah.
fucker in the head at the airport. Ha
Yup.
ha. Go
Yeah.
dad.
Also,
Go
if you look
dad.
online,
Yeah.
you can find a thing on there, if I remember correctly. He does, I think it was this year, like as a kind of a joke, but he did he dressed up as his dad for Halloween.
Oh, damn.
Nice.
And
Oh
he
wow.
even though says like he knows why his dad did what he did, but he doesn't personally agree with it.
Mm,
But
I
again,
do.
So do I.
he understands why a lot of people do as well, and he's not telling anyone they can't agree with it.
Yeah, no. I'm glad he's okay. I'm glad he's all right, and he seems, because I think I remember the interview. I saw him on a interview. He seems very well balanced. He's got a sense of humor. God bless him. He's yeah. Because what
Well,
happened to him was horrible.
That
So you
might
don't-
even be his way of trying to move on. You know.
It is.
Well, yeah,
Or
it
coping,
is.
yeah.
Humor
Mhm.
often,
The horrible thing about it all is, let's face it, and I'm not being perverted here, but children are attractive. They remind us of what it was like to be a child. We're attracted to the innocence. We're attracted to the energy, and
Well, certainly the energy.
that in most of us, triggers our protective instincts.
Yes.
I said, but
And-
otherwise, if you really want a cool episode of anything to see, you should go to Brandon Herrera's channel where they recreate the famous incident in the airport, and they do it with several different
Oh.
guns. Obviously, it's on a
Ah.
ballistic dummy, and they don't use a stub nose, and you find out how, like, actually everything just lined up right, because if Gary would have been a little off, he'd have killed the guy with the camera.
Well, you know, he got it just right. So
Hey,
that's
sometimes God works in mysterious ways.
Wasn't
yes,
God right?
exactly.
JB asks, have you ever heard of Code Atom? I don't know what that is.
No.
Code
Please-
Atom, I want to say, if I
Mm-mm.
remember correctly, is something used in stores predominantly, and it is for a missing child.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
And he thinks it might be because he's Canadian. Jen, you're Canadian. Do you have insight on that?
Yeah, you're Canadian. Translate.
You're a Kanakistani.
Jenny's not a Canadian trans.
No, she's a Kanakistani.
Translate.
Code Adam? No, I've never heard of that.
I used to work. He says I used to work in a grocery store. Sometimes you get a code Adam. Do you realize how nonchalant it is now?
Oh, Adam Walsh's kid. Okay.
Oh, Adam
Well,
Walsh
that's like the
wasn't
whole
that
thing
John
that
Walsh?
happened with the kids on the milk cartons,
Mm-hmm.
because that ended up turning into a tax break for dairy companies to do that. They started putting even more on there.
They used to scare me.
If you live in Erie, Indiana, and you watch the kids on the milk cartons, you can see them moving.
See?
That's
That used to
terrifying.
scare me.
You don't remember that episode of Erie, Indiana, when he got stuck in between deers and he was on the milk carton?
No.
Adam Walsh is the guy who created the show America's Most Wanted.
No, that's John
Yeah.
Walsh. Adam is the son.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right.
I
You're
That,
right.
prefer,
that,
I,
that, that,
I actually
wait,
prefer
that sounds so
America's,
messy.
I actually prefer America's Dumbest Criminals.
Yeah. But Adam, John Walsh is still alive. He's 78.
Oh, jeez.
Good for him.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, I would rather not kill them and use them to build a knowledge base that we can use against such activities in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And then after a while as well, maybe we can even do some medical testing. Not like invasive surgery, but test products on them. I mean, what are they going to do? Say no?
There was a guy who used to live in my.
Well, we do have the amendment against cruel and unusual punishments.
Not
That's
unusual
why
or cruel. It's just
That
new.
applies to humans.
How is it cruel and unusual?
Again, Captain.
Who's going to react differently on a person?
There was a guy.
They're
who
not a
used to live in my
person.
neighborhood.
Pay attention.
Yeah.
Just dig it, okay? Look, if they get a chance to appeal their conviction, and then they can say they tested products on me, and the appeal goes through, it ruins the whole project. We have to be above board with this. We can't just say they're not human, even though we think it. We can't just say they're not human and then hope everything works. We have to do it properly.
Yeah.
We have to dot the T's and cross the I's and make absolutely fucking certain that once they go in, they're not getting out.
Agreed.
Only
Why it's
thing I have
important to
ever
make
had
sure that we
concern
convict
about.
the guilty
Yeah.
only.
Exactly. The only thing I'd ever worry about is you could wrongly convict somebody. That's not right. I would only ever, like I say, they're not human. I only ever say that about someone who has hurt a child. If you have touched and hurt a child in a manner, I don't consider you human. I hate you.
Well, there was
And
a guy.
I agree.
I would kill you if I could.
There was a guy who used to live in my.
In Minecraft.
There was
Yeah,
a
it's
guy
in
who-
Minecraft.
Get this out.
No.
There
Gotta
was a
have
guy.
context there.
Sorry.
I mean, that's why we have to be absolutely certain of their guilt.
Yeah.
That
That too.
that's why we have the trial, and that's why we have to eliminate corruption within the justice system.
Mm-hmm.
There was
Because
a guy.
corruption within the justice system leads to more of these assholes getting out than anything else.
Yep.
And plus, when I say we got to get rid of corruption, I'm talking about, say a kid goes and police arrest a suspect, and when the police go and do their press conference and they start naming the suspect and all that shit, that's polluting a jury pool.
John
needs to
Walsh's
not-
son was. Sorry, I was reading chat.
Okay,
Sorry,
go.
go ahead.
But we can't go polluting a jury pool
Oh.
just to secure a conviction against someone we like for the crime. We need the evidence. We need everything done in an above board manner
Pardon me.
before we start putting ourselves in a position where these people can just say, "Oh no, I've been mistreated, blah blah blah. I get to go free now."
Mhm.
Because there's always going to be some judge who's going to be like, "You know what? He's right. He was mistreated. The evidence doesn't add up. The police didn't do a complete investigation. This
Yeah,
person needs
add the
free."
T's.
And if that person that's going free is the person who did it, they're going to do it again. I don't want to risk that.
Yeah.
I want
In all
everything
honesty-
done above board. God damn it!
In all honesty, for that one, like that whole like test product thing's a joke. Honestly, what I would say for the test products thing isn't to be used on them, but would basically be when like certain products that would be like that would have the human trial thing of shampoos and shit like that,
Mm-hmm.
and they're a little weary on testing, to offer it to prisoners that could be like a plausibility of like by going through the trial, of like non-violent criminals because they got busted for shoplifting or selling weed or shit like that.
I
They
like
could
going through like a
reduce their
clinical
sentence.
trial for a new shampoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I don't see why prisoners couldn't be given that option.
Yeah.
You know what's really
'Cause
annoying
that's why
about
I
it
said
is
in
that.
that whole thing it'd be the option
Oh,
to
sorry.
slightly reduce. Sorry, it's slightly to
No, no,
reduce
no.
their sentence and whatnot. But go ahead, Kefki.
Okay.
Oh no, my brain's just wondering. What really drives me insane is they get stuck in special areas in prison. They need to be put in Gen Pop just put them in Gen Pop. Just
Yes.
put them in there with everyone else, because then they won't. Yeah.
As much as I'd like to
I'm
continue this conversation, I'm getting sleepy, my friends, and I got work
Your
in the
Yeah.
face
AM.
is sleepy. Oh wait.
like I was trying to say, there was a guy who used to live in my old neighbourhood that I grew up in. He was a pedo, but he never offended. In fact, not when my parents moved in there, when he knew there was a kid had moved in, he contacted the local council to get himself moved out. He did not want to be around children.
Mm.
For what I found out about him in later years, he hated what he was. He ended up self-deleting after eventually.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about people. I have this because of my childhood. I just even if you're not offending, I kind of might, and I hate that I feel this way, but my natural reaction is to hate you, and I'm
That's
sorry,
my reaction as well.
but
Kefki.
yeah.
But you do get
trying-
ones that
Batman, we're finishing.
Sorry.
sorry.
he's trying to close out the stream. We can continue afterwards.
He's falling asleep to your voice.
Ah.
All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming on. Sanguine will be back next week with his regular scheduled time and programming. What else? Tomorrow is the Harry channel with Dr. Functional and Skeptok and possibly Sora Luna. And then Sunday it's the Lovable Kefki. And me and Mitch will be back again Monday for our show. So I want to thank everybody for coming out. Say goodbye to the nice people.
Goodbye to the nice people.
Nice people.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for
nice
having us
people.
here.
Always.
Go away, it's over.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye.
Mom.
Giggity gone.
Meep.
You do sound very sleepy. Sorry, Tyr. I didn't mean to go on a tangent.
It's all good. It just I have work in the AM.
Oh, yeah. Go sleep.
What should be done with them is research to find out what causes it, how to either prevent it or reverse the damage that is being done to them.
Well, yeah, that's
There's no reversing that.
There's always a
that's
way
my
to
whole
pervert.
purpose for
No.
my special Gitmo for kitty fiddlers.
It's
But
psychological damage.
Most